Today we are going to start again the syllogism, but this time we are going to discuss about the third method, that is analytical method. We already discussed about the story method to understand the syllogism, which is the very easiest to understand. Then we discuss about the Venn diagram. So from the diagram itself you can build up a conclusion. Now we are going to discuss about the syllogism, but the method will be analytical method. Though this method requires understanding of the theory, but it will help you to understand in a much logical manner. Therefore, I am also going to discuss the analytical method to understand the syllogism. So without wasting much of our time in discussion of this kind, it is better to start the chapter. So first of all, let us understand what is logic. You come across the word logic very often, or reasoning. So logic is actually needed to get the conclusion. Now the conclusion has to be a valid conclusion. So let us understand the valid and invalid conclusion. Valid conclusion is valid under all type of situation, and when you say it is invalid conclusion, it means it is possible in one type of conclusion, it is valid in one type of situation, and it is invalid in another type of situation. So there is some ambiguity involved when you say this is an invalid conclusion, but when you say it is a valid conclusion, there is no ambiguity, you are 100% sure, then you can say it is a valid conclusion. Now what is premise? As per the Wikipedia, the premises is a statement that an argument claims will induce or justify a conclusion. In other words, premise is an assumption that something is true. In logic, an argument requires a set of at least two declarative sentences. So you have to write sentence 1 and sentence 2, and based on these two sentences you are going to build up a conclusion. So these two sentences is known as a declarative sentences, or in a book it is written that preposition. So when there are two prepositions, based on these two prepositions you build up a conclusion. This structure of two premises and one conclusion forms the basic of argumentative structure. So there are two proposition and one conclusion, then it is a argumentative structure. Classification of proportions. So let's say the sentences or preposition are basically four types: A, E, I and O. A means universal affirmative preposition, means you are talking something about all, something about everyone, something about each of us, then it is known as a universal affirmative proposition. Now why it is affirmative? Because you are talking something positive, therefore it is affirmative. Then universal negative proposition, again it is including all, but you are putting some negative connotation into the sentences, then it is a universal negative proposition. Then I means particular affirmative proposition. Now under I you are not using the word all, but you are using the word some or most, or you can say many, but not all. When you are using this kind of words, then it is an I type of proposition. And secondly, there is a positive quality involved into the statement. Then O type of proposition. In O type of proposition, it is denoted by O. Again, you are talking about many, most, or some, but the connotation is negative. So these are the four type of preposition that you need to understand. Out of these two are universal, means it is applicable to all, and two are not universal, it means it is not applicable to all. Now let us understand with an example, with a statement. Look at the diagram given below. Understand the classification of proposition. Now first I declared universal affirmative proposition. What did I say? In universal means it includes all, affirmative means something positive, and proposition means statement, and it is denoted by O. So this kind of statement is always start with all, every, each, anyone. So this kind of proposition, you know, the catchwords is all, every, each, anyone. So whenever there is an E square and A square, E means each and every, and A means all or anyone, then it is an indication that this is a universal affirmative proposition. Now another thing is that it distributes the subject only. It distributes the subject only, and predicate is not interchangeable. It means, for example, if I say all Americans are techno savvy, it is all type of preposition, but I cannot say all techno savvy are American. This is wrong. I cannot go back. So it distributes only American. It includes only American who are techno savvy. But techno savvy does not mean that he is American. Are you getting the point? So it distribute means it includes only subject. So subject is S. So all S is P, but I cannot say all P is S. Now let us take another proposition, which is universal negative. Universal negative. Universal means includes all, proposition means sentences, and negative means negative. So it is denoted by the letter E, and the starting word of the universal negative proposition is no. It distributes the subject and predicate. Now remember, it distributes the subject is and predicate. For example, no flower is black. So you can say no black is a flower. So it can go on both the direction. It may go from here to here, and it may go from here to here. That is in no type of proposition. You can convert subject to predicate and predicate to subject. So both subject and predicate are distributed or included. Understand? Now we are going to discuss about the particular affirmative proposition. Particular means not all. It may be some, it may be most, it may be many, but not all. Affirmative means positive, proposition means sentences, and it is denoted by the word I. It is denoted by the word I. It starts with some, a few, a many, most. These kind of words are associated with the particular affirmative proposition. It neither distributes subject nor predicate. So you can say some Americans are techno savvy. You cannot write that some techno savvy are American. You cannot reverse and justify it. So when it is going into this direction, it will also It cannot go into this direction. Particular negative proposition. Particular means some, few, many, like that. Negative means negative. Proposition means statement, and it is denoted by the alphabet O. It starts with only and not all or every. So you can say, whenever you come across the word which say no, or which say only, or you can say not all or not every. When you come across these four words, it means that statement is an O type of proposition, and an O type of proposition is particularly negative proposition, and it only distribute the predicate. It only distribute the predicate. Now let's say there are some direct way to convert the sentences from one form to into another form. So let's say rule of conversion or reduction. So when there is a universal affirmative proposition, it is denoted by O, and what you have to remember, E square plus A square. Each, every means it is E, anyone, alone, all, anyone, alone, all, so E cube plus only. So E square plus A cube plus O. So if this is a starting point, then you can say it is universal in nature, and then it is positive or negative that you will come across when you read the sentences. Every man is liable to commit error. If this is the statement, it means you can say all men, put all here, so it will be very clear. All men is liable to commit error. So this is equal to this. Each student participated in event. It means all students participated in the event. Any one of the Indians are laborious. It means all Indians are laborious. Only Indians are the student of this college. Means all students of this college are Indian. The honest alone are successful. So here alone word is there. It means it indicate all. So all successful people is honest. Are you clear? So remember, E square plus A cube plus 0, it indicates universal. It indicates universal. Positive or negative, that you will come to know by reading the proposition or sentences. Universal negative proposition. When you will come across no, never, alone, these kind of words are there, then it is showing that universal negative. For example, never men are perfect. Now here never means no, so it means no men are perfect. Particularly affirmative proposition is, for example, when there is most, many, a few, certain, then it is particular. Then this is particular. And when you read the sentences, you will understand it is positive or a negative. A few men are present means some men are present. Most of the students are laborious means some students are laborious. Few men are not selfish. Some men are not selfish. Certain books are good means some books are good. Many Indians are religious means some Indians are religious. Many poor may be happy. The poor may be happy. It means some poor may be happy. Now particularly negative proposition, in every, any, each, all is to be treated as O. So every man is not rich means some man is not rich. Certain books are not readable means some books are not readable. Now let's say first affirmative and negative that we discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the quantity modifier, means how many. So all means 100%. All means 100%. There is no probability involved. All means all. So probability is is equal to 1, or you can say 100%. Most means you can say 51%. Then you can say it is correct, 100% correct. Many means 30 to 40%, then it is correct. Some means at least one, then you can say some. And none means 0. Never ever draw inferences from probability data. So these are called probability data. And from the probability data, do not draw or do not come out with the conclusion. Please remember, only these two are eligible to make a conclusion. Next, flow of logic. So what is there in flow of logic? In the flow of logic, unidirectional, and bidirectional. Uni means in one direction only. So you can say from all you can go to most, and from most you can go to many, and from many you can go to some. Bidirectional means it is moving in both the direction, then it is bidirectional. So some is bidirectional. So you cannot go from some to all, but definitely you can go from all to some. Remember this thing. For example, all men are jolly. So you can say some men are jolly. This is valid. Now second statement, this is statement 1, this is statement 2. Some men are brave. We cannot say that some brave are men. So from some you cannot go into another direction, but from all you can go from all to some, but from some to some you cannot change the subject and predicate. Exclusive proposition. So when there is a word like only, alone, not, here the quantity is not exclusively stated. Exclusive proposition can be reduced to A, E or I, but not O. You can convert into A, E and I if there is an exclusive proposition which is starting with only, alone and not. Only or alone replaced with all, that we know. So from the statement remove all and then interchange the subject and predicate. For example, all cats are dogs. So you can convert only cats are dog. Only cats are dog. So what you did, you remove all and you put only. If the exception is definitely specified, as in case of, for example, all metal except mercury. So mercury is also a part of a metal, but except means not included, mercury are solid because mercury is a liquid. Then proposition is to be treated universal, means all non-mercury metal, means not including mercury, are solid. In case of exception is indefinite. For example, all metal except one is solid. Now one means mercury. Then the proposition is treated as particular. So if it is written all metal except all people except Karan. Now you cannot say because all is written here, so it is a universal affirmative proposition, but here the word except is written. The moment the word except is coming, then it is not a universal proposition, it is the proposition related as particular. So students are present means some students are present. In certain cases, predicate are quantified by the words like hardly, scarcely, seldom, but quantity is not specified. Such propositions should be treated as particularly negative. For example, when you come across the word hardly, scarcely and seldom. Now do not get confused. It is an O type and it is particularly negative. Businessmen are seldom honest means some businessman is not honest. It is an O type of preposition. What is the catch word? Seldom. When the seldom is coming, it means some is going to come, because it is not for all. In such a proposition contains the sign of negation, then this proposition is to be treated as I. Businessmen are not seldom. Now seldom itself is negative and not is also a negative. So negative will make positive. So it is a double negation. Therefore you can say some businessmen are honest. Are you clear? Because seldom is a negative word and then you are adding extra not seldom. Means negative makes statement positive, and positive, but it is particularly positive or affirmative. Therefore the some businessmen are honest. Now deductive inferences and syllogism. Now you can come out with the conclusion with the help of immediate inferences and mediated inferences. So first we are going to discuss about the immediate inferences. Immediate means you just convert from one form into another form and then you will make the conclusion fast. Here the conclusion is drawn from one given proposition. Two immediate inferences can be discussed as given below. By implication, the proposition can be converted into I type of proposition and it is true. For example, all chairs are table. Now we already discussed this is an A type of proposition. A can be converted into I. I means it is starting from some. So you can say some chairs are table. So you can go from A to I. Means universal affirmative proposition to particular affirmative proposition. Are you clear? So it is known as converted. Another example is you can go from E to O. Now E means universal negative proposition, no chair is table, and O means particular negative preposition, means some chairs are not table. So you can go from A to I immediately. Then you can also go from E to O. So from universal you can make particular, from universal negative you can make particular negative. This is based on our knowledge that sum is a part of all. So this method is known as converted. So in converted method, remember, you can go from universal affirmative proposition to particular affirmative proposition and universal negative proposition to particular negative proposition, then it is known as converted. So the first method for the immediate conclusion making is converted. Now by conversion, let us understand the familiar few words. Converted, original; converse, new proposition; and conversion, the process itself. So process of conversion. Step 1, interchange the subject with predicate. That is stage number 1 or step number 1. So for example, all boys are good. So this is an A type of proposition that can be converted into some. So I can say some good are boy. So I am converted into A to I. In a similar manner, no chairs are table. So I can write some tables are not chairs. So this is E and this is O. Universal negative to particular negative. So what we did, we just changed the subject and predicate. Second stage, change the type of given proposition to the pattern given in the table below. So A, we can go to E, that we already discussed. E, you can go to E. Some chairs are table, then some chairs are tables. You can also write some tables are chairs. So remember the word 5 into 4 is 20 and 4 into 5 is 20. So you can convert I to I without any problem. But O type of proposition, some chairs are not tables, no conversion is possible. Now this is conversion table. Now obversion table. In obversion we change the quality. Remember, the quality is either positive or negative, and replace only the predicate term by its complement. For example, all people are good. Now what is the complement of good is bad. Here the meaning of complement means opposite words. So let's say table of valid obversion. All managers are intelligent. So first what you did, intelligent, you will put the opposite word of the intelligent, it is non-intelligent, and A you have to convert into E. So all managers are intelligent. From all I am putting no. Manager will remain manager, R means remain R, and intelligent will be converted into non-intelligent. Now look here, no MBA are illogical. So illogical, what is the opposite of illogical? Logical, right? And this is E. Now E can be converted into A, means no, I have to remove and then I have to put all. So all MBAs will remain as it is, R as it is, and illogical, or you can say not illogical or logical. Next, I will be converted into O. Some CAs are CS. So now what you need to do, CS, what is the opposite of CS? Is non-CS. So what you have to write, some will remain some, CA means remain CA, R means R, and CS means not non-CS. Next, some politicians are not good. Some politicians are not good. So not good means non-good or bad. Some will remain some, politician will remain politician, R means R, and instead of good I can write not non-good. Next, meditate inferences. There are basically two approaches to solve the syllogism problem, namely analytical method and Venn diagram. Venn diagram we already discussed. So now we have to discuss the analytical method. So in syllogism there are three terms in analytical method. Please understand, analytical method, there are three parts or term. One is a major term, minor term, and common term. Or you can say middle term. Now what is major term? It is the predicate of the conclusion. So there are proposition 1, 2, but the conclusion will be given at the last. So you have to focus only on conclusion. And the predicate, for example, all Sardarji are good. Now Sardarji is a subject and good is a predicate. So this predicate is a major term. This predicate is a major term. The subject Sardarji is a minor term. And it is the term common to both the premises. So let's say the premises are given. For example, all Sardarji are good. Mohit Singh is a Sardarji. Now, if you look at these two sentences, Sardarji and Sardarji are common. So you can say Sardarji is a middle term also. Understand the middle, major and minor term. Now here you need to remember the rules of syllogism. So look at the major and minor premises. Major is that which is the middle or the common term in both the subject, and minor term that is which middle term is the predicate. Oh, major term means it is common to both. And minor term is the middle term is the predicate. Conclusion does not contain the middle term. For example, all men are girls. Some girls are students. Now conclusion is all girls are men and some girls are not students. Since both the conclusions are given above, does not distribute the middle term, that is common. So middle term is girl and this is also girl. Now it does not distribute the middle term. Now look at the conclusion. All girls are men and some girls are not student. So these are given in the conclusion. It means when all is there, the predicate is concluded, but here in predicate man is written, and in some neither S and P are predicate. So this term is not included in the conclusion. So neither of them is correct. No term can be distributed or included in the conclusion unless it is included in the premises. So if there is not there in the premises, how can it be a part of the conclusion? So let's say if it is a universal affirmative proposition, then which part will be included? Only subject is included. If it is a universal negative proposition, both subject and predicate are included. If it is a particularly affirmative proposition, neither the subject nor the predicate will be included. Particular negative proposition, only predicate is included. So remember, in all subject is included. If it is a universal negative proposition E, then both S and predicate are included. If it is an I, then no S, no P is distributed. If it is an O type of proposition, then only predicate is distributed or included. So please remember this thing. Every reduction should contain three terms. Three terms means major term, minor term and middle term. The middle term is common, must be distributed at least once. So let's say the two sentences are there and there is a common word between these two, then it is called middle term. If one of the premises is negative, if one of the premises, for example, all boys are good, and some boys, some men's are not good. So one is positive, another one is negative. So if the premises is negative, the conclusion has to be negative, because the negative word is there. If one premises is particular, the conclusion must be particular. For example, all Sardarji are good, some good are in Punjab, then you can say here it is a universal affirmative proposition and here is a particular affirmative proposition. The conclusion has to be particular affirmative proposition. If both the premises are particular, if some and some, if these two premises are given, then because it is particular, so no conclusion will be built up. If both the premises are negative, if both the premises are negative, then no conclusion will follow. A term is not distributed in premises cannot be distributed in conclusion. So here we are ending the analytical method of making a deduction or a conclusion. So please go through all this analytical theory, understand the theory, and then you practice some of the example, and then you can master the topic. Thank you very much.